Hello, I am Shaggy, I am Philalutea, and I did not mean for my camera to start rolling, so hi, I guess. Um, Welcome back. This is another episode of the Something to Do Parenthetical About Nothing Close Parenthetical podcast, and I'm ready. Whether you're ready or not, I don't know, because I know that really I do need to visit sophism. But sophism is decidedly its own thing, and even though it has a similar name, it's if I'm not a philosopher, I'm not a sophist either. And so I began this exploration, this discourse on love and the nature of what it means to be Philalutea, what it means to be a lover of anything, but specifically of the truth. And I'm ready. You're not, but I'm ready to return to Phaedrus, because having read the books that I've read most recently, specifically Thucydides, the Book of Job, Prometheus Bound, The Suppliant Maidens, and then most recently, the Book of Enoch, I am ready. The foundation isn't set. There's still a whole other philosophical in the modern use of the term, a whole other intellectual tradition and school that's happening in Athens that Socrates and philosophy themselves are actually in opposition to. And so there's this theory that John Keel has, that every movement has its equal and oppositional movement. And so he uses Uri Geller as an example, that Uri Geller had the Magnificent Randy. And so for every Uri Geller, there's a Magnificent Randy. And so for every sophist, there's a Socrates, effectively. That's actually not the way it works. So, like, for every person today who embodies the ideals and the approach of sophism, there isn't a philosopher accurately recreating the approach of Socrates to combat them in public. And the reason you can know that is true is because sophism continues to manifest itself in the modern world. If sophism hadn't resulted in Socrates' death, you understand Socrates would have probably defeated it. And so we're going to go back to the Phaedrus, and we're going to pick up at the conclusion of the second speech. So Socrates, if you remember, listens to Phaedrus tell a speech by a guy whose name I'm not going to be able to remember right now, and then Socrates gives a counter example of that speech, and I'm just going to pick up right at the end, after he's